Hello everyone, it's Jill here for another live video, or recorded if you see it recorded. So today my title of this on Facebook was watching myself create my reality through my thoughts, or something like that. And basically that's because that's what I've been doing all morning. And that's what we do all the time, but sometimes it's more obvious. Like, it's so, I'm sure you can relate. It's so funny how, like, you can have days where everything just looks so good and nice, and so everything goes fine, and we love those days, and we want every day to be like that, right? And then, like, it's just so freaking amazing how anything can just seemingly disturb our peace. You know, one word from somebody else, or lack of word from somebody else, or two words from somebody else, or, you know, a phone call or an email, or, you know, anything, any little stupid thing that somebody says or does or doesn't say or whatever, like, it seems like it can disturb our peace, but what's really at play there? And this is, you know, this is what's been happening to me all morning, you know, or it just even didn't even happen. There were no words or anything happening, but my mind goes there, right? I make meaning of the lack of words that someone might say when I ask a question to them, or I make meaning of just some random conversation that goes through my mind again that I had the day before, or I make meaning of a phone call, an email, something I have to do, whatever it is, and suddenly they have this whole story rolling on through my mind, what it means, and why did they do this, why did they say that, what is wrong with them, why, you know, I need to be worried, what should I do, a whole conversation in my mind of, you know, where this is going to go, all the while too, though, because I am somewhat aware of what I'm doing, all the while being like, but yes, but you see, you're just making this all up because nothing actually has happened. And then the other piece of me going, yes, I know that's what I'm doing, but I can't stop, right? Because we can't stop it. And I'm able to sometimes distract myself and think about other things, or other things come to mind, and then, you know, things look a little better in the world because my thoughts have changed. But then somehow those little thoughts creep back in again, right? And I start thinking about randomly that the same shit I was thinking about before, and making more meaning and more meaning, giving it more meaning, and adding more to the story even. And then maybe later I hear something else that contradicts my whole story, and I realize, you know, and it confirms, oh, I did just make that all up, right? But, like, why do I need to hear the confirmation? And why do we always go to the worst, right? The worst scenarios on things. When it's not about us. It's you know what, that's what it is. It's because it's always about us in our minds, right? We're so self-absorbed with our own thoughts, and, you know, how come I'm like this? Why do I do this? And I want to feel good. We're so self-absorbed that we that's all we can do, and that's and everything's about us somehow. You know, that has nothing to do with us necessarily. But I guess, I mean, there's no real point in all this. Just to I guess the point is just to point out what it is we do, and that we do it all day long, and then it's normal. Like, I mean, it doesn't matter how much I know what I know. It happens to me all the time. I'm constantly making up my life as I go along. I'm filling in the blanks of stuff that happens and making stories about them. And then they shift and change as my thoughts shift and change. And they disappear and they come back. And that's what life is. That's what life is. Our brains and minds randomly making shit up, and twisting it and changing it and turning it, and And that's life. That's why it's up and down the way it is, because that's how our thoughts work. Anyway, I don't know if this makes any sense or is helpful, but that's what I got for you today, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.